We are red, red is on.
I will open this meeting of April, now, 7th, 2016. Let the record show Selectman Scanlon is not present at the moment, but he is on his way. First on our list is approval of minutes. I forgot to ask, when we do the minutes, when we do the agenda, can we put the date of the minutes we're approving? Make a motion, we bring the minutes of March 31st to the floor for discussion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Who is the library's recommendation?
Perez.
Perez,
Jeanette.
Jeanette, I believe.
Thank you. Good move appointing Jane.
Anyone have any corrections or concerns or additions? All those in favor, let me make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained,
I abstain.
one abstention. This was left by someone, I have no idea who it was left by. Wanted to know if we can post this downstairs. Pass one that way and one that way.
Does it meet our criteria? Is this a state program? State, do we know who they're affiliated with?
Maybe when Joyce comes, we'll...
It's ambiguous.
It says that one of the requirements are the state of New Hampshire child care, but it doesn't say that they are affiliated with them, right? It's kind of...
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of vague in that. So it's a SNHS Child Care Resource and Referral, but it doesn't say it's for families in the state of New Hampshire, but it doesn't say that it's part of New Hampshire. I think we need to figure out if it's an affiliation of the state of New Hampshire. It's funded by them. Right?
Yeah, I'd like to know that it's a safe, accredited place and not just somebody that's scamming.
Yeah.
All right. Next on our list is Tim. If you're ready, otherwise we can...
Sure.
I did not see, and I might have overlooked it, I did not see the PTO request.
It was removed from the packet. So,
Just put on the calendar because you guys don't need to approve anymore.
Really?
Last week we talked about what you guys would approve choices.
Joyce is approving them.
I wasn't aware.
Joyce is approving all the paid time off,
Oh, okay.
except we will approve Joyce's because we need to know if there's enough people in the office, and then it's fine. That's the only thing that really is,
So,
it's not an issue.
no, that's
Not an
fine.
issue for you.
I didn't realize that she would approve my PTO now. So, I'm not sure we give it to her. Okay. So, first off, I mean, these are pretty self-explanatory, but the borrowing, Cindy wasn't, the town clerk tax collector wasn't able to do the leaning process due to events in her office. So normally we've done the leaning process by this time and we receive money right when those notices go out. So we have to borrow a little bit more cash right now. And that's in your to be signed folder. The item number 3, the natural gas contract. Our current contract expires July 31st, and we're at 88.27 cents per therm. And we can lock into a 36-month contract for. I've gotten it down to 53.1 cents per therm, which is nearly a 40% savings. But I was actually able to get an additional cent today, so we can get it down to 52.1 cents.
If we wait
per
till
therm.
next week, will we be in the 40s?
It's possible, but all it takes is one worldwide event somewhere to crank it into the 60s maybe, so you just never know. But because these are so historically low, I think the longer the term that we can lock into, the better. So in any case, that's my recommendation to do that, and I put a sample motion in there if you'd like. The reason I put a not to exceed 55 cents a therm was just because the rates fluctuate daily, and but right now I'll be able to rewrite the agreement, cross out the 53.1 and put in 52.1 cents. So we still have to pay the supply charge.
Okay. Someone want to make that motion?
I move that we enter into an agreement for natural gas supply with Ajera Energy for up to 36 months at a rate not to exceed 55 cents per therm, and to designate the chairman of the Board of Selectmen to sign the required paperwork.
Second.
Any discussion?
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I try to keep it simple. So, okay, the audit, I'm progressing nicely on that. I'm down to the final 4 accounts, and that's what's made me a little uninhabitable in my office. But, all right, just a couple other informational things. Great Northern Cleaning, they did provide us with an agreement, but there's some things that just really aren't necessarily appropriate for the agreement. confidentiality clauses and other things. So I'm going to work with them, and you should have a revised agreement to sign before the end of the month. Also, the treasurer and I met regarding insured cash sweeps, where today our overnight deposits are secured with collateral, security collateral. So securities that the bank purchases and maintains for overnight security for our deposits, so that where we have maybe $1 million held overnight, if something happened to the bank, we are named as the beneficiaries of those securities. So this is a different kind of thing where it's an insured cash sweep. It's basically the money is divvied up amongst other banks that are in this network into FDIC insured accounts up to $250,000. So it's just a different means of securing the money, but more importantly, I'm trying to get, and the treasurer and I have worked on this. It's really up to her to decide. But I'm meeting with Franklin Savings next week to see if we can improve our rates of return, because it seems as though, if anything, this is going to benefit the bank through reduced costs. Item 7, Waste Zero bags. The current status as of today, there's 87 cases of small bags, 69 cases of large bags, and there are about 11 cases a week leaving their warehouse. And there are about 7 weeks left of the program, so there's probably going to be, I'm thinking, maybe another 66 cases that will be sold during that time. So they are drafting a letter that they will send to retailers, just so that the retailers understand they still need to pay their invoices, and the program's ending, but that residents are still going to be required to use bags up through, and that the town of Tilton will repurchase the bags from the retailers. So
That's all standard for them, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. They even offered to go to the retailers and pick up the bags and bring them here, rather than have them shipped back to South Carolina and then shipped here. And I said, I think we can handle that part.
We'll just go and pick them up.
Exactly, yeah. So, but in any case, they're going to create a draft letter. They'll forward it on to me, and I'll provide that to the board so you can approve that. And then Selectman Jessman asked me for information regarding item 8, which was essentially comparing where we were 2 years ago with our agreements for solid waste and recycling when we had an offer from Casella. Now, keep in mind, there was different management in place at the time, and also the commodity markets hadn't bottomed at that point, and recyclable materials were still worth something. So in any event, as I said, Selectman Jessman was interested in comparing those numbers. So there's quite a considerable difference, tens of thousands of dollars. Now, one thing that before going into non-public, I'll just say that things are different now than they were then. So, it's difficult to say it would have been the same or we could have gotten that price now. But clearly there was some savings at the time, and that's just the way it is. So really the purpose that I was asked to come and meet with you all was regarding number 8, regarding the pricing and contractual issues surrounding
Number 9.
pickup. Number 9, rather.
All right, make a motion to go into non-public for RSA 91A:3, contract and negotiations.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye. Time being 5:48.
Look at my emails.
Make a motion that we seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to contract and negotiations until the matters are resolved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the chief just sent a report over. I forwarded it to everyone.
Can't access the internet for some
Oh,
reason.
you can't either? Okay, so it's not just me?
I couldn't access the internet.
Oh,
Tim
Tim?
got it.
I
Can't access the internet.
Who's that?
Us.
Oh, okay.
Peter,
Yeah, I can fix that for you.
can't access it with my phone either, which is usually not me.
Just take a second.
All right, Joyce, you want to come up?
Back memories of the high school, the wheel of death. Just sits and spins.
Where did you
Like a
get
kid's
that?
game.
Where did you get that?
The sit and spin.
Walgreens.
Oh, I've
Have it
got one of
special for
those.
tonight?
Charity thing.
Yeah, it's
They're
a charity.
raising money.
Oh,
For
do I
kids.
give you money
No?
to wear that?
No, when you buy that,
Oh,
it's a donation. That's what you get.
By what?
Can't drink now, Joe?
Oh.
Can't get my cup to Can't breathe through my nose. Hey, John.
May 16th, Catherine, is a Monday.
Thank you, sir.
I have to find the time, what time it is, but there's a hearing at in the Senate. I don't have the House bill number, but I'll get you all that. Lauren said she'd send it all to me. I've been watching some correspondence going back and forth on the listserv, how our friend Steve Hamilton, who's the Director of Municipal Services, and he works with the Assessing Standards Board, which they set all the rules and regulations for assessing in the state. And what he is trying to do, and the reason I'm asking you to come with me, and we'll have something to testify with, is that DRA is trying to downshift costs to communities.
Tim?
And I'll try and explain this. The law of DRA in their rules and regulations is that all assessing firms have to abide by what are called use patent standards, which are the standards for professional appraisal associations. So if someone was a professional appraisal, not a tax assessor, but a professional appraisal, you have to go by these standards. Well, they want to make it now that all the utilities, right now, you can pick and choose who you want to do the assessing of it, which with Avatar, they use Gary Roberge, who's the president of the company. Some of your larger communities, they hire a person called Mr. Sansucci. He's like the guru of working for municipalities. Well, they want to make it a requirement that any utilities that municipalities have in their town, that you have to use a professional appraiser. So this means that some communities, you could spend up to $20,000
Yeah.
at least every 4 or 5 years if you're on a cyclical data verification.
And our assessing company doesn't qualify as a professional appraiser.
They're certified as professional assessors,
Yes,
but they
and I
want to
knew that.
change the
They're not
standard.
appraisers.
They're
That
not-
was my question.
Yeah.
They're not qualified as appraisers.
No.
No.
We hire those occasionally.
Right, we
We did in the,
We hired one recently.
we just hired one.
right.
Why wouldn't they be appraisers as well? Just out of curiosity. Any
Well,
particular
because
reason?
appraisers are basing something to whatever their client is. You know, if it's a bank appraisal because they're doing financing or they're selling it or whatever.
Oh, an appraiser can give any
Assessor.
kind of appraisal he wants.
Exactly. Whereas assessing is, it's
Scientific.
commercialized, broad-based mass appraisal. And you're only comparing your properties to similar properties in your jurisdiction. If you can't find sales in your jurisdiction, then the rules say you can look outside your jurisdiction, or you can go back further in time looking at sales. But it's just, it's a unique way of making sure that assessments are proportional, so that when people are being assessed or taxed, that they're being taxed equally. That's the whole intent of the of
Who
assessing.
exactly wants this bill?
The
Department of Revenue.
Administration.
She talked
Doesn't make
about that
sense.
last fall, didn't she?
Yeah, this has been going on for a while.
But it still doesn't make sense. What does DRA care?
Well, if a town was saying that they must do that, right now you can if you want to.
They're requiring us to spend more money. They're going, or trying to.
Another unfunded mandate for no
Yes.
good reason.
So they would appreciate it if, at least Lauren said she would like it if we went down
And
and
this is a Senate hearing?
sent it here. So I don't know the time or the House bill. She said she'd give us the information that we need, but the New Hampshire Municipal Association, they'll be there. They've been, but they would rather hear from selectmen. They don't want to hear from lobbyists. They don't want to hear from the professionally paid people. You're all invited. It's just that this gets her.
Just want me to go down there.
I'll go down with you, Captain.
Time is it?
I don't know any of that yet. I would let her-
I think it's during John's and my JOBs.
Cool.
I don't think they have a lot of hearings when we're not working, right?
No.
Somebody can cover for me and get to work for me. I'll go.
All right, so we're all set with Casella. We know what we're doing there.
Not.
Gail and I attended the Health Trust Benefit Administrators Workshop yesterday. It was very interesting. It was very good because in the prior ones that I've gone to the past 3 or 4 years, it was, the whole time was taken up with the Affordable Care Act. And now that's kind of like been put to bed. So we were able to really get into the nitty-gritty of what the products and services are. It was, and feel free to chime in at any time. I'm just going to go through what the agenda was. So understanding our health trust medical and prescription plan updates, which we had already implemented their updates starting in January 1. So now the municipalities that are on a July enrollment period, they are now going on to the new, you know how all the Matthew Thornton Blue plans changed to the AB20s. We had a good presentation on privacy, how, because of HIPAA, Health Trust has rules that they, and procedures that they have in place to protect people's personally identifiable information, and they really stressed on us how we have to do the same with our information. So Gail and I have been pretty tight on who's actually handling documents and who's, so making sure that they're filed right away. Also, a lot of the things that I have on my computer, I can just delete because we have the paper copy. So if ever we were hacked, it's fewer.
Do you know that you have the paper copy?
It's in the personnel files and locked in a file-proof,
But you're certain?
fireproof file cap. So a lot of things that I transmit through a secure email, there's really no reason for me to save those emails.
But there's
I
been
can
a
just
couple of
delete them.
things that we've looked for in a paper copy, and they weren't there, and you went to your desk and got them.
You'd have to give me
I
an
would be
example.
very, I can't because we're in
Oh,
public
okay.
Could those be,
employees' files. I can't
Yeah,
give you an
flash drives?
example, sorry.
Okay.
that's what I was thinking, maybe Tim can, instead of deleting them, store them onto a flash drive or a similar drive that's
Something
not
that's
connected.
offline. Yeah, I think he
Offline.
has something.
I would be
that's
leery about deleting them
Or an
off of your
external hard drive that you
computer.
can disconnect.
Yep.
I would really be leery. I would say you could get them off of your computer if we stored them someplace, but there's been a couple instances in the last couple of years where we've needed something in a personnel file and couldn't find it, and you've had a copy of it on your desktop.
All right. On the desktop?
Mhm.
Oh, probably because I was working on it? or-
Yeah, because you've been working on it, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, maybe a flash drive that gets locked up with the files or something too.
Right.
And also to check and make sure they're encouraging everybody to talk with their IT officers. Like I know Tim has redundancies and all kinds of firewalls and things. I feel completely confident that our systems are secure. But, and we'll mention this at the staff meeting, or maybe you can do it, Tim, is just how employees, when you're using town equipment, they have to be very mindful of what they're clicking on. And you have done this before at meetings, but we really need to get out and tell people,
I do all the time.
Yeah.
And the problem that we run into is when people click on things indiscriminately.
yeah,
I've got a computer in my office right now that I brought back that has that problem. And it happens.
yeah.
When I get notifications from other people of, fraudulent things, I send them out.
Yep.
Periodically, just remind people, if you don't know who it came from, don't pull it.
But we need to make sure this is a top-down thing, so that, department heads are making sure that they're constantly reminding employees not to click on, especially in emails, don't click on links in emails, go directly to the website. The Slice of Life program, this is their wellness incentive. They have a ton of new things, and we can bring them in to do presentations to each of the departments. And I think that's really the best, because we make the information available. We give it to the department heads, we give it to employees, but they're not really interested. But I think if we set up actual presentations, and maybe we'd have better utilization of it. And I learned a lot about, with the retirees, continuation coverage with COBRA, and we had a breakout session where they wanted to do a focus group, which Gail and I participated in, on that they want to go more web-based, as most agencies are, in terms of entering your data, being able to compile reports. So we just explained to them that, how can I say this? It's like, we have lots of things to do in our jobs. We're not like full-time data entry people. And, we're doing our best to become more paperless and make our documents more secure. But with a smaller town, we just don't have the time to sit there and do all the data entry. And then the thought is we'll have the employee do the data entry, and on some things that they can, but we just don't have that much turnover, and it just, we don't have a full-time personnel department that I didn't think it would really be feasible, but they thanked us for our input, and so it was good. It was a good thing. And did you want to tell about the online thing? Because I was out of the room at that point. The online medical?
Live help online, where you can sign on to your computer if you need to access a doctor. There are doctors available 24/7, 365 through this program. And they can,
That's frightening. So, yes, so I would like to have them come up and do presentations at the police department and the highway department, because you can access money. There's lots of financial incentives to do so, and using the Smart Shopper and their wellness programs.
Are the employees taking advantage of any of these?
They are, but they can be taking more advantage of it. So you'll talk about under your things, the meeting that was today? Under selectmen's reports. Chuck Mitchell he had 9 people sign up to serve on a 7-member committee. I think that was excluding the selectmen and a designee of the fire department. And who would be the other one? Oh, land use office. So 9 people for 4 positions. So he sent letters to 4 of them, asking them, outlining what the time commitment would be, what the task of the committee was, and if they were still interested and could make that time commitment. He figured 2 meetings a month. I think that's good, between now and February. So I'd like to hold off on, I can share with you those names, but until they
Do we
get their
know
letter.
who the other people are?
No, he did not tell me.
Firemen or selectmen or?
Well, the
Oh,
selectmen
yeah,
we
he
would
said
choose, right?
you. He said you, Pat. Had said
I
you
haven't
were-
heard from anyone.
Oh, because he said he... And the...
I've had a discussion with them the night of the town meeting, but I haven't talked to him since then.
And the fire chief, but he suggested Tim Joubert would be a good person, and then for land use would be Dari. So that way, if they needed information and data, he can pull together data for the committee. Like how many units and types of units and rentals and...
Your names are up there.
Because your tax on
They don't have them down there.
property as of April 1st.
Not October.
They left in October.
The names.
Pass those names down before they get buried in that. Thanks.
I would never do that.
I wrote those quickly over the phone.
I know.
And all the invitations have gone out for the April 22nd Earth Day, and we're getting a good response back from people. You
I
aware
have to
that you're-
say, I hate it when we're referred to as the select board.
It's not me.
I know, I just hate it though.
Right there, Joyce. I'm gonna give
I
it
don't
to,
think it went down there.
Yes, you can read my writing.
We have the Board of Selectmen by law.
Well, actually, they changed the law. You can if you want. You can say select woman, select man, and select board. There is a law that allows you to,
Can I be a select people?
Why?
A select person.
Why?
because there was a problem.
Because somebody made a
Question,
complaint,
too.
but if you read the
you
laws, it
can.
refers to us as the Board of
John's
Selectmen.
property here. Yes.
I hate select board.
Had to be within contiguous towns, okey-doke.
Where are all these people gonna park?
For,
The event at Ernie's.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
There's no parking.
On Route 3 where there's no parking.
Yeah.
That's one of the places. The parking lot around the edges of the road at the police station.
We don't have a parking lot
Whoever
except on
gets there-
Mechanic Street.
whoever gets there first can park
Do you
in
see the
lot.
number of people that you invited?
There is a commuter lot up by McDonald's. It would be a beautiful walk, and we
By
could give out some
McDonald's?
of those.
No, that is not a
That's
commuter
not a
lot.
commuter lot, it's owned by
Only-
McDonald's.
and
it's only
posted.
for their-
And in the
They
morning,
posted it,
We'll
buddy.
give them a
morning when I
coupon
go
for
by
fries. They
3
can
days
go
a
in there and
week,
buy some fries,
the
walk down
truck is
there.
there towing people away.
So, here's the thing, John has a good idea. If we contacted McDonald's, they're very nice people that own it,
Yeah.
and asked them if it was any way
Earth
Day.
possible, we could use that
That one
parking
time.
for that
Yep.
event.
And then
And walk down, offer to give out some
walk down
blue
from
trash
McDonald's.
bags, or the yellow trash bags. And on Earth
that's a
Day,
great
as you
idea.
walk down,
Perfect.
pick stuff up along the way. We can, as a
Get a
bunch
present
of
in
us,
biggest, most full bag?
But you have to buy one of the McDonald's meals and
Maybe
that'll
Tilton
a half a
save you.
meal,
Yes.
throw it out in the way.
maybe the chief can
But we
Tilton
should,
School and see if we can get the bus from, a shuttle from McDonald's down to there and then back up to
we
McDonald's.
do have
again.
to be concerned about parking with the number of
Knapp
people that
Road?
have been invited. And then the people that will just come because.
That's a private route. Knapp Road's private.
Could we get permission from them? I think we discussed that at the conservation
Where
meeting,
would you park?
that maybe to park,
Knapp Road.
because we
On the
did all
side
that
of the
for
road?
their road was part of the trail thing and all that, and that they may allow it for us to do some parking to,
How many can we park in your yard, John?
as many as you can fit. I don't care, park on the lawn. I won't have to read it. Ken Norton might
There's really
allow
no-
some
no
parking.
People will park along Route 3. They will ignore those signs.
Yeah, they will. And for this one event, I'd be inclined to
Well, why is it even
let it go.
posted if you got plenty of room to get off the pavement?
Because the state of New Hampshire DOT
Okay,
does not want any parking along
Okay.
Route 3.
so just tell Tilton PD to disregard the signs.
I don't think you have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's probably true, since they don't do much on parking around town.
Chief,
Should be a nice event.
I would be stunned.
There's a sidewalk
if they
we can
handed out
park
parking
on.
tickets.
Stop.
You can do it everywhere else in town.
Park on the sidewalk.
Well,
Yeah, I don't understand.
Park on the
why they don't arrest
sidewalk
people.
on the
3
other.
days in a row, I've got my tire chalked down Main Street. It's pretty good.
Well, they're waiting to see you, and as soon as you
think they
leave, they
see
run
you
over and...
I've got none at the
DeGrasse.
time.
Next choice.
Go ahead, let's go. Moving right along. Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
God, that's a non-debatable motion.
Gail and I
Nay.
spoke with Joe about helping the the Green Committee to the townwide yard sale. We suggested, or we'd like to know about April 30th. There's something else going on April 30th. That's
The
the,
walk for addiction.
Take back.
Yeah.
Yeah, drug take back is also on
think
10
that-
a.m.
I don't think that's a reason to preclude townwide yard sale, though. And it is the weekend prior to the
spring cleanup.
town cleanup, which is when we've characteristically had it.
I think it's great you're bringing it back. People ask me about it.
Yeah, I've had people ask me as well, and I've spoken with Tim and Scott, and I mentioned it to Arthur, and they're like, yeah, it sounds great, but to get everybody together for a meeting, we haven't, so I've kind of just run with it. Tim has the map already in his computer, and I'm suggesting this year that we don't charge $5 to get on the map. We let everybody sign up and put them on the map as best we can. The Green Committee has $300. We'll put like a thing in the Echo, an ad in the Echo. We'll put it on the town website, and I'm thinking I'll put it in one other paper of record to go nameless. And sorry, Pat. And we'll see what kind of enthusiasm we generate. I wanted to make sure that this was good with the selectmen tonight before I spoke with Cindy about putting a sign-up sheet on her counter, which she's done in all the past years. If you want to come in, you can just sign right up.
I think whatever date works is fine. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah, well, it's 30th is the Saturday prior. And
The
we were
Saturday
also
prior
gonna-
to the,
Huh?
it's prior to cleanup?
Yeah, the weekend before the cleanup.
So people can
And we would have a free
Sell
day
it or-
the next day.
get rid of stuff, yeah.
Isn't that spring vacation week too?
Yeah.
For all the kiddies?
So Sunday would be the free day?
Yes. And then what we do, John, you hadn't been here for this, or you either, Peter, is that
some-
everybody that signs up gets a number as they sign up. And then the morning of, I take one end of town, Joyce has agreed to take the other end of town. We go to the various locations, we hand out copies of the map and your number on so that you can tack it up. People are looking for your place, not like you're not going to have all sorts of stuff beside the road, but hey. And you take and put up your number so they can tell you part of the yard sale. And then on the back of it, it will say in big block letters, free, so you can turn the sign around and leave what stuff, one man's trash and so forth. I've had success at my house. I had an exercycle thing that my sister left there when they weren't coming up anymore, and I put it out there, and I put up my free sign. I went back in the house, and there was already somebody stopped to throw it in the back of their pick-em-up truck. And that didn't have to go in the town dumpster, at least not from me. I don't know what happened to it, right?
Sometimes they put a sign up $50 and leave, when you come back, it's gone too.
Usually that takes place at night.
Yeah, I wanted it gone.
Let's wait to
soon.
make it go quicker.
So that's
Yeah.
good with everybody?
Yeah, I think it's
Get her
great.
done.
Okay, last year, every year, the nonprofits, churches, schools, Tilton School, they have to file a form with the town, Form A9, to keep their tax exempt status. And last year, we approved this one, but Lauren just wants to have the board decide on this again. Keep, you want to keep that intact.
This is the one that we're working on, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say leave this one alone until we figure it out. I agree.
And then I did get one quotation back on flag and flag poles, but I want to talk with him tomorrow to make sure that both of these options allow you to raise and lower. Or in this instance, if they're up here, that just by opening the window, you can,
Half-mast.
bring it in, make it easier to change the flag so you don't have to crawl out there, so.
Yeah, I don't like going out there at all.
Can you do a half-mast too, if it's...
If you can bring them in, reel them in, I don't know what you call the pulley system, then yes, you can. So I'll have that for next week. And the only other thing,
The only thing with putting those flags at half-mast is they can't go up anywhere like what they were before, because half-mast from there would put them directly onto the deck.
yeah,
So the poles are gonna have to extend further or be at a significantly, raised angle, or I don't know, but it's gonna be a different thing than what we had.
Well, one of the biggest issues that people have going by Town Hall why aren't the flags at half-mast when they're supposed to be? Mm-hmm. It's a huge issue.
I understand.
Poles like that are allowed not to be at half?
Yes.
They are
It's a
allowed
full
not to be, but
flagpole that must be at half-mast, not the
An
short
angle
ones.
one is, I've never seen them at half-mast, I don't.
No, they're not required to be.
I've seen a
They,
couple.
the last time the
Maybe you
state
could
flags were
Put
supposed to
them
be...
lower and have the state flag higher. They do it,
Was it last week that we're having them at half-mast because of the Brussels incident? There were flags all over town. Tilton Diner, Walmart, not Walmart, Hanger, they're not at half-mast. Well, the Tilton Diners was down about 18 inches.
Yeah, but they don't find out sometimes that this is an official thing. You
All
know,
they have to do is get on the
Merle Haggard died,
automatic notification.
flags go to half-mast.
That's it.
There's an automatic notification that comes from the governor's office. That'll tell them.
Well, then, they're not getting it. The last time I went by there and noticed, I think when the Supreme Court Justice died, Scalia, I called the manager and I said, how come the flag's not at half-mast? And they said, why would it be at half-mast? Duh. So maybe they
Good for
can't,
you.
they can't send out notices to everybody that owns a flag. Or if they are, it's getting lost in the shuffle.
But the
No, but
owners
those-
can
that's-
get
they
onto
should
the
know.
email.
Well, they
Right.
can't.
They should be
They can,
responsible.
they
can't.
can, right. They can get on the email.
Cool.
All right, moving right along.
yeah, in the to be signed is, there are the last of the 2015 abatements, with the exception of the two that are still outstanding. There's two that I haven't gotten back yet. And Johnson, the other two.
we should have split the folder into two. We should have split the folder in two, maybe to...
There's one very large one in there.
I have, keep going. Is that it?
That's it.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead. I have one too.
The culvert at the end of the trail, the 48-inch.
That's on my list.
Because those people are coming.
We are gonna walk in it.
I
If a
get it.
tragedy occurs in the interim,
Well, we can do,
I mean, we can.
Politics.
we keep waiting.
Was that, you both have the same question?
All three, Joe and I did.
it's on my list.
We can.
And we're gonna cover up both ends of that pipe, correct?
The other question
No, just the inflow.
Do we want to discuss that now, or do you want another time? Because I had some input on that, someone that I want to talk to.
Joyce is saying wait until after.
There's nothing they could do, because it's all done on their end.
They've got no say at this point. We've taken possession of the park, right?
The other part of it is originally the concern was with the children playing from right there.
That's correct.
Any
That would be
small
in there.
child, yeah.
But if you go down there, there's box culverts, there's all kinds of things, there's steep embankments, all along that trail that could be possible hazard. When it's not somebody's backyard there because of the stockade fence blocks them, it's a little different situation now.
No, because this one crosses over our property, the town of Tilton's property.
It's right away.
I don't think so.
It's in the railroad right
It's in the railroad right of way. It's not on the towns.
It was my understanding was
I thought
because the
that-
kids,
my
it was a
understanding was that
nuisance from the...
No, they moved it. Remember, they moved it back. They moved it. They did have it encroaching.
Except, because of the trail, the state has made us responsible for
For
all of
maintenance.
those installations and the trail, and that's part of the trail, so the town is liable.
Right, and I really do feel we need to go forward with the original plan and do that plan that we all agreed upon and make sure it gets done.
Why not make it safe?
Kids like to
Absolutely.
play in culverts.
Well,
I
small
know they
animals.
do. I like to play in culverts, especially a big one. You could set up a fort in there. It could be all a clubhouse.
But let me ask you one thing. If they're playing the culvert, how could they get hurt?
Apparently, they could get washed through, maybe.
They're going to play in the culvert while there's enough water flowing through there to get through there? There'd be more damaged by a grate, because if the water was flowing so much that they could get washed through, they get pinned up against the grate like a strainer and drown.
That's true.
They'd be safer being wide
If
open.
they're against the grate, they're not going through the culvert, down the bank, into the river,
Onto
at
the
which
rocks.
point they are toast.
Now
A
they're
great
in real
under-
trouble.
A grate under high-flow conditions becomes a strainer where people can't get out.
That's
Because it
Right,
puts
but
even
it saves them from
more
going
pressure.
into the
For
river.
every condition that
they
you,
can drown on dry
that you
land.
name, there's going to be an opposing condition
I just can't
that's
see
going
a
to be
hazard
done.
when-
So why not just play it safe and not have it? I mean,
Now, this was requested by the property owner. Is that correct?
The property owner has a stockade fence 6
But we
feet
gave
high,
him
they
a
can't even
stockade
get there.
fence in lieu of that.
this is one of the biggest complaints from them.
They can't even see it anymore, no less get to it.
Well, they can get to it. I don't know if he's got little kids. but-
Currently, the decision made by the Board of Selectmen was to put the grade in, so it
That's
stands
correct.
unless we bring it up and vote again and vote it down.
Well, there you go.
So it stands.
All right,
Oh,
now
wait a
we
minute,
know
I
where
can
it
only
is.
Put these back in. No, yeah, we can filter them.
I have a question on,
Are you still on that, John?
What's that?
Are you still on that grate?
I was waiting for the go-ahead and all that.
And that was,
But
this
no, I
was
was-
the go-ahead, right? I'm just asking.
After April 22nd.
After April
That would
22nd.
be my suggestion.
Yeah, so it should be within
But I
a
mean,
week
if you
week or
wanted to
two
go
after the
ahead sooner, that's
22nd.
fine. I don't-
Nothing's precluding him from having it ready.
Right.
For April 23rd.
When you go to install it, let me know. I'll go over and help you put it on.
Okay, actually, I might need a truck or something.
Half-ton?
No, it's light, one person can probably
I
lift
can,
it,
I have a pickup.
or even, yeah.
Okay, moving right along, because we have a very hairy agenda tonight.
okay,
Catherine?
I have a question on recruit time. This has come up throughout the years. Who monitors this so that they're using their time? The reason they have this time is to go away, have a vacation, come back crispy. We have
Crispy.
we have people who have carried over. Here's one that carried 72.50 hours, but they've used 32, and they're up to 120. Here's another one, he carried over 86, used 36,
Is that?
PD, and he's up to 118.
You want to explain?
You have one in
On the,
the highway, carried over 69. He's up to 113.
Some of that he has to use before May, remember?
right, but if
So-
you remember the first payroll period, Tim spent a lot of time, and I'll have to go get it, explaining, because when you are accruing, the way that the system does it is, even though someone has taken, because a lot of people take their time off, and I think I know what you're talking about, takes it off at Christmas time. So it doesn't deduct it before you add the new time. And that happens with a number of people, and he did a whole explanation.
Well, even if you forget what's carried over and you just look at the balances, this is only April, and you have people that are up to 3 weeks of time. They need to take their time.
And that's the responsibility of the
Most of them take a couple of weeks in the summer, easily, and then one in Christmas. There's 3 weeks of their time already gone.
Yeah, but by Christmas, these guys are gonna have
Some of them.
4 and
We
5 weeks.
the longer
The
term.
And that's
the
what I'm
top
looking
ones,
at.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, they also have the opportunity to, they like to
Buy it.
hang on to it
Some buy
in
it,
case they need it, and then they can buy it.
right.
Now, when do they, if they're going to take off around Christmas, when do they have to put in the,
3 months in advance on
3 months.
the schedule.
okay. So we should probably, even 4 months beforehand, let everybody know. That's first come, first serve, right?
Right.
So
Can't leave-
Tim does that monthly. It's
It
only
can't
just been
create
recently he's
overtime.
been putting it in the book for the board.
Well, I'd like to see them to use their times or know that they do have plans for it, because I believe we all drank the Kool-Aid, no exceptions this year. Right? Didn't we?
Yes.
You know what?
We'll be
It's
playing
a
hell
healthier
getting an
thing to do,
exception out of
spend
me.
time with your family and your loved ones and your friends, and doing some R&R is the best thing you can do.
I agree.
So I intend to follow.
On the other hand, it's listed in the employee manual as paid time off, and you can take it any way you want to.
That's right.
It's not vacation time, you have a vacation.
No, they could use it for
Vacation from work.
Sick days,
anything.
family leave, 3-day weekend, I'm sick, whatever they want to use it for. It's not vacation.
This will be the done file.
Is this your draft of the air conditioning?
Yeah. Sorta, kinda.
Still working on it, or?
No, we're gonna present it to you folks tonight. Top sheet,
Didn't you work on this? Didn't you create this?
yeah.
I could give you some suggestions, or if we wanted to keep the form. But the board decided last week that they wanted to make it entirely new.
Right.
Per the responses back that we got from them, we don't keep their form.
Is there any, should we make a notation on this, that they have supplied us with a
You have an extra
letter
copy
for
of that?
medical necessity? Or does it matter?
Well, now it doesn't. It mattered before because they had because of the rent medical ratio,
Okay.
but now I don't think it matters.
But do we have enough air conditioners to accommodate everyone who wants one?
I
If
got
they
it.
don't have a medical need?
The
giving
maximum
the
we've done
medical
is
need?
14, so
Are we doing medical need as a priority?
that's what we do as a priority. We've got the to-be-signed folder.
I'm,
So instead of-
the last
why are
couple
you bringing
pages.
this down?
I don't know, they're coming
Coming
around.
around.
Because there's so many.
They're coming,
He has the abatement folder.
the finished pile's over here.
Oh, it goes to
Yeah.
traffic.
But that one,
Keeping some
Captain
of them.
didn't see or didn't sign.
Don't we install some in other people's residences? It's not just New Franklin.
With this only pertains to New Franklin, and that's the only one.
Only people using it, okay.
Right. We do have, which we would use the top portion of it, the data request, the resident's name, the telephone number, their signature, the air conditioning information, we would use that portion of it for residents. We don't do very many outside of the New Franklin apartments right now. But it eliminates on the back number 4, number 3, 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8, which it's been suggested to us that we can't grant anyway. And I think the initial concern was that we would provide to them prior to the installation, although they did say at that meeting that last year they did not get a list of who had it.
They didn't.
Well, guess who met with Mary Crowley and a date and time?
Really?
Yeah. Right? Am I right? Okay. So, interesting. But that's why we said no. It was, we had kind of, myself said, maybe that's because there was new changeover in administrative assistant, and Catherine always faxed it over. But then I found out today that, in fact, the administrative assistant spoke directly to Mary Crowley last year with the list, and the office, 2 separate times. So this should eliminate that concern, the third dot down.
Now,
Good deal with
so who
dog
is
and
installing them?
beach rights and
then?
all.
The town is still installing them, or New Franklin's
There's really no
installing
installation. You deliver them.
We open
You
the
open a
window.
window and
Right.
set the unit there and walk away.
It's harder to put a fan in the window than
That's
it
right.
is to put one of
It
those.
is.
It is.
Yes.
And these are safer
Date
fans,
installed,
fans can fall out.
Right, and there's no tools. We
I
don't
get
bring
it, though.
tools to the place.
Well, yeah, if you can get it, go for
Instead
it.
of
So
installed, do you want to say delivered? If there's no installation?
No, because we open the window and put the plastic piece.
And some have a floor unit if necessary.
They're all floor units. I mean, some have a window on the corners. We have never delivered a corner unit, a window air conditioner.
They can use the less expensive window units in those, because they have so many windows.
We've never had the circumstances where we've delivered to a corner unit where they are allowed to have a window unit. These are all floor units. So, is everybody comfortable with us at least sending this out as a draft
Yes.
to them? All right, I'll send it out as a draft to New Franklin and copy Marie Poole.
I have a question on these abatements. I have 2. The cover letters are almost identical, which really annoys me.
Apparently, they got together and
Oh, I
all
see.
decided to file.
No, these are, they're both on Hill Road, so I guess it's fine. But here it says, "The recent valid sales were not available during the townwide update in 2014, and indicate the values as established are high."
That were, sales that were not available?
I don't know. It says the recent valid sales were not available, so no sales data was available during the townwide update in 2014. And indicates the values as established at high. If they were not available, how could they establish that the values were high?
Because the
maybe-
condos sold for significantly less than
It
they were.
says
Maybe the valuation was high.
recent valid sales were not available during the townwide update.
Yeah.
Not available.
For comment.
And,
Sold since then.
and those sales indicated the values established are high. I mean, that's what it says.
Well, I'll take those 2 back.
Come on. So I stopped signing them when I got there.
They have 4.
I think this is great. I think they're going to hate it, but I think we should send it to them. I'm still thinking that because of our limited number of air conditioners, we should put something in here that indicates there should be a medical need.
We can add that.
Otherwise, we're going to have 100 of them.
We just say that the town of Tilton requires a letter of medical necessity.
It's an FYI.
Renewed each year.
Instead of "and," it should say "which indicates."
They weren't available. How could they indicate if they weren't available? There was nothing to indicate. They were not available. So what could
So what
indicate?
does,
And the other letter says the same thing.
One of them stated that the other units in that
I
development
read the whole
sold
thing.
for significantly less than the assessed value. Ergo, that they are, although there was nothing to base it on in '04, whenever they did it, 14, since all the units sold at significantly less amount, obviously they're worth less.
Some of them were bank sales, foreclosures, so that you can't even compare that. I'm sorry. For me personally, I don't have, no.
right, I think what she's saying is,
I don't want to think, I want to know what she's saying. If she's going to present a document like that, it should be, make
that
sense.
they never changed the values because they didn't have valid sales. Now, these people are coming in 2015 and saying there were some sales, and she's saying that, yes, there were some bank sales, and they're not market value transactions.
Right.
Right.
So you're saying you shouldn't be using those for fair opinion.
She also said that
Recent
they're
valid
granted.
sales, so I guess we need to see what her valid sales were.
Okay.
One sentence shouldn't contradict the other.
All right. Ready?
These are the two?
There's several of them that all are in the same water's edge or river's edge or whatever they are.
All right, so these two.
You're all for this.
Just felt, I got out of one of them. It's the last page, 16, Hill.
16.
All right, we finished? Any more questions for Joyce? Any more questions for us?
And the other one says the same exact thing?
They're both Hill. Two different, probably units.
Well, it appears those have docks, beach rights and all, and that's their value. They're getting a good deal. You gonna file your abatement now, Joe?
I don't think it's a good meeting.
So we have an appointment at 6:15. Did you all see the email I sent you with the picture of the new floors?
Yes.
No, I just barely was able to get that.
I went and fixed that nail
Wow.
once and for all.
Thank you. Isn't that neat?
Well, Pat pounded
That
it
is neat. They
down,
really
marred the
practiced it out,
wood.
doesn't it?
I didn't,
Somebody-
it went inside. It's like, almost like the gun was
Looked like
placed
somebody
down.
had pounded it
That's just
flat.
No, it was like angled
I
like
don't
this,
know
like
what it
this.
was. I pried it up,
The nuts
Yeah.
make it look
cut
like
it
it's
off.
a pond.
today I
then put
went
it down.
over, I tapped it down, and then
But
cut it
that's
off,
gonna be
or I then
rugged.
took a nail punch
that was all
today
done with,
and punched it below the floor, but there's a small mar in the wood.
And then
it's
we'd
that
wax it.
wax thing, I didn't wax it, but
Okay.
I signed it,
Everybody sign the
Manifest,
payables?
yes. Oh,
Yep.
Catherine didn't sign it.
All right, we've got enough signatures of the payroll. Want the
Oh,
payroll?
I was asking the
Isn't that
question.
nice?
And you want the manifest?
Yeah.
I signed it.
I gotta do mine now. I gotta sand them. I still,
So, okay, thank you.
Yep.
So for the record, where is this? I know that it's in today's paper, but I would like to take the opportunity to thank the community for a 4-day, absolutely huge change to the senior center, including Joe Jessamine and his brother Eric, who led the way in ripping up the floor and putting down a new one. Uncle Hildy's, Mark Hildebrand, for donating the wood flooring, and Tilton Trailer for giving us donating the trailer to move the furniture into, and so we can secure it. The Youth Assistance Program, the kids helping to carry the flooring to the trailers and the furniture. The Tilton School, up on School Street, helped out putting furniture back, and also helping out with delivering the floor so they could tack down the wood so that the nailers could nail it down. Al LaPlante was one of the important ones. The Tilton Knockhill Rotary Club, amazing crew for 4 days. Pat Clark, Chief Cormier, Don Carpenter, and Alan Powell. Firefighters Tim Ames, Tim Joubert, and Peter Latucci. They took a last-minute SOS. Captain Ryan Martin, Sergeant Nate Morrison, Chuck Drew and Tom Damon were residents and huge supporters, helped throughout the entire weekend. Chuck was a beast ripping that up. Paul and Bonnie Gilbert from P&B Affordable Renovations in Franklin. Jack McDonald put in the new TV mount. The TV is up on the wall instead of having the entertainment center, which opened up room for another table, increased the demand. Johnny Van Tassel spent the day with us on Saturday. Chris Haywood from Homelock Construction also spent the day with us, and the executive committee and those that volunteered to help feed the crew.
Emily, Iris,
Jane, Cecile, Melanie Van Tassel, the whole crew. So from the bottom of my heart, I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. If anyone could have seen the seniors that went in on Tuesday morning to have lunch and how they appreciated what was done for them, it was priceless, just priceless.
It looks great.
It looks fantastic.
You should go and
So
check it out.
fantastic.
Everybody should.
Fantastic. On April 14th is Volunteer Day with the Seniors Center luncheon. Did you sign up?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Free lunch, you bet.
all right. So at this time, having said that, now that it's on the record and we can get that word out, I'd like to make a motion to go into non-public for RSA 91A:3, personnel.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Aye.
Yes.
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 6:13?
We are ready to go on. The time being 7:53.
Fire truck chasers.
To seal the minutes of the non-public session as they pertain to matters of public safety permanently.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I think we're all set. Thank you. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Aye.
We're all set with the chief, right?
Can you turn my sign, please? Are we still in? Oh, yeah.
We're out. Do you have anything for us?
Just quickly, I sent you all what I personally think should be added to the trash ordinance. As I was looking at past ordinances that we had, I found some language in one of them that more identified commercial in the definitions, and I thought, even though it says including but not limited to, we should say something about agricultural businesses, because we're beginning to have more and more of those. And then just the two paragraphs that had been in it that we took out because it was redundant because.
Catherine, that would be like just maple or something like that, agricultural business?
Any kind of agriculture business is the, the one that Matt Swain has up in Samerton, Heritage Farm.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah, well,
agriculture
that's in
business.
Samerton. In Tilton, it would be just maple as a for instance, right?
Yeah. or-
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to get a grasp on what they might be. And quite frankly, I didn't get a chance to read it. I got the email and saw it, but didn't
Well,
get a chance.
we've got some time. I just think we should do it before we switch over. And then we should just update John and Peter
No.
on our conversation with DOT this afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
no,
been anxious. Thanks for doing that.
do you have the map? We met with DOT, and they're going to do sections of it at a time. There are drains down on Main Street that need to be taken out and replaced. So what they're going to do, they're clearly marked on the map, and they're going to probably 2 or 3 spaces around that drain, and they'll reroute the traffic around it, still go the two-way, so they're not shutting the whole one side, they'll just reroute it around that. So here's School Street, right here, and this is Cumbies up here. The one in red is going to be replaced, the one in black is going to be left alone, and the one in green is brand new.
Here, I've seen this. You want to come around and take a
Right here,
look here?
So, here you have, red is going to be replaced, here, 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 and up here. They're putting in a new here, and they're putting in a new across the street from over here. This is School Street, that's Cumbies.
Are they removing that drain pipe and replacing it?
Yes,
Okay, good, good. It's all clogged up on this
Yeah.
end, and there's a tree
and they're gonna,
right in front of it.
but they'll take that out.
Good.
And, yellow is private, so these are private. And then there's a little one right here, private. So what they'll do is the west side first, the chief had suggested do the west side in the morning and then the east side in the evening for traffic flow.
Then they didn't have it marked.
And Johnny's gonna tie in the gutter up here on our building into here. And then he's also gonna look to see if we can go in the middle of the building and see if we can't,
Like a
not
French
them,
drain or something?
but come out like a, we didn't,
With a cone.
we're gonna look at it anyway, to see if we can get a drain coming over here into this one. So we talked about, Johanna was here, water didn't come, they were invited, but this is what they're gonna start probably end of April. We told them, network managers, to put all the supplies in. And Joyce is gonna notify like the store and these buildings here to let them know that this is not gonna be in use, that they're gonna be using, DOT's gonna be using it. And other than that, but Catherine, the drain here, Joe and I
Joe just said.
walked down there, there's actually 2 drains right in that parking going in the entrance. So they don't have 2 drains here identified.
They're going to put one in. They have a red one.
But the yellow one, they're saying it's private, the yellow one's not
Okay,
really private.
They are showing both existing. The red is going to be replaced, so it's existing.
Okay.
The black is not theirs because of the type of pipe that connected to it. So from what Joe just said, it's not in our, it's more in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's not in the
Right.
So
side,
it's
yeah, it's not in the
obviously,
sidewalk.
probably
And that
was put in
post,
when they built the parking
the
lot.
old sign post is definitely in his parking lot,
Yeah,
too.
so we should let the property owner know that he has an opportunity to either keep that, and he's responsible for maintaining it, or he has the opportunity
opportunity when they
to
open
have
it
it
up.
eliminated,
Right.
and then he doesn't have to, and just pitch his asphalt to the,
Joyce,
red one.
did you just hear what we said?
Jesus Christ.
I heard about, that I'm gonna notify people.
Wait till you see this, Catherine.
All right, before Joe turns totally religious
That's
over
the
here.
drain that goes
No,
all the way
right
down.
Yes,
This
this-
all ties in here.
And it goes
out.
down into the river, right.
Is there-
Number 18
That catch
is
basin.
actually,
Yep,
would actually be Mike's.
yep.
And we should let him know, notify him that they're going to be doing drainage work here, and that if he wants that if he wants that kept up and maintained, that he needs to maintain it. If he wants that eliminated, now's the time to eliminate it, and then he doesn't have any maintenance on it at all. And then maybe they can just pitch this away from it instead of going.
But I thought Catherine said she wanted it out of our crosswalk.
It's not in our crosswalk.
It's not in our crosswalk.
It's on the opposite side of the cross, like, here's the white line, it's over on this side in the parking lot.
The picture shows it in the crosswalk.
Right. Well,
They
Joe
don't
and I
have it in
walked
the right
it.
place.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Joe and I were down there, and it's clearly in the parking lot,
It's in the
not,
parking lot, okay.
it's beyond the white line of the crosswalk.
Okay. All right. I can do that. You write it
No.
down.
They're going to be digging right through here,
No,
this pipe? That doesn't,
that's
It's just
Catherine's, that's where it goes into the river, they didn't do the
Oh, I
black dot.
highlighted
That's a
where-
highlighter,
That's
that's
a
not the
highlighter.
I
red.
asked them about something in those
The,
catch
drain.
basins to collect the garbage and the oil water separators. No,
right,
that's
she
not
did
gonna
ask
fit
about the oil water separators, they're gonna look into
This
that.
is not the same place, this is.
You know, from
I know,
from the
I saw
road,
those mistakes, I said,
along the
no.
road,
Goodness sakes.
I need
And that
dirt,
one
you know,
that I
that kind of stuff.
determined,
Thing.
these are different abatements.
Yeah,
Yes, they are.
goes across.
Oh, I'm not gonna sign BJ's because it doesn't.
So they're going to
it-
replace
it's-
that one too.
We have a
It's the same kind of
professional
thing.
assessor.
Black, they're leaving right alone,
Oh, they're leaving the black
but the
alone.
red, they're replacing.
I can sign this.
Yeah,
Right there.
see,
I
the
did
black
sign this.
remains,
Who
red they're
has made
replacing.
mistakes.
So they're replacing the catch basin, but they're leaving the pipe alone.
That's fair.
They're putting in a new
That's
pipe
when we
here
have a-
I
because
did
it's a
sign-
bigger
yeah, I
pipe.
did sign this.
Okay.
It's gonna
So I
be the
have
same
3
size as what's here,
One of them's
so they're
mine,
connecting
and
a
this
new
one's-
pipe here, they're changing it out.
But
Putting
BJ's.
new in there.
And we're running a pipe through a car right here,
Questions,
just so you
That's a
are.
highlighter.
They'll lift it up.
You just need one more
Right.
signature.
This is black here.
There's a highlighter, there's
that
also
alone.
red under it. There's a red dash under it.
All right, so we
But
need to
that's the
tell
one that-
Bill,
That's damaged all
So-
on this end.
you know what? Put him in, put an email into Bill and tell him that number, see that number right
Talks
there?
about the rent.
What
but
is
it's
it?
redundant.
Number one.
Basically
So
says
tell
they're
him
removing
the
that.
story on number one closest to the river, and he'll make sure that is taken
This is
care of
right.
down here, right?
Maintained in some way.
Because
yeah.
all of them will be cleaned out
I
before they
just
do
remember
any
that
work.
in 20
Oftentimes,
And
this
that's
type of
the time-
property with high credit
And that's the time now to tell them about the
tenants,
tree there.
It's just BJ's.
And that would be, that
No,
would work.
there's, that whole parcel is, you've got,
This email, I can,
oh, help me
All
out.
right, anybody else
entire
have any
place.
more
That's
pertinent
leasing property for BJ's.
information that they need to?
That I don't know.
I went to the
Or is that
island.
a
Look
separate
for you.
lot?
Don't I
Look
have the
at the trees.
trees for that?
I'll put pictures up of any branches.
Well, I mean, BJ's,
my
it isn't
phone.
a sole BJ's. They have
It
BJ's,
was-
they've got the Camelot Homes coming off it, they've got VIP
So she-
Sports,
okay,
and they also
but-
have Shaw's and Green Ginger coming off it.
Okay, yeah, that's what no, I'm not signing it.
Okay.
I don't see how that's a comparison.
All right, well, I just need one more signature. This, the interest is, clock is running.
So, Pat, it looked to me like there were 2 branches that were of significant danger that could fall on somebody. They didn't look like they were about to fall off, but eventually they're going to. Who knows when? And they are closer to the bandstand where people would be congregating on a regular basis. On the Northfield side, you saw the tree that was broken and hanging, but it's going to fall in the river. And trees fall in the river all the time. It would be nice to get that out of there, but it's not going to hurt anybody any more than,
What about if the wind blows strong enough?
I almost felt like kicking the thing, but I knew I'd catch it. So, I don't know.
So we should really go forward with getting them down before July comes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
okay.
everything opens up.
You bet. can't have death traps from above.
And
But I
they've
don't,
already agreed to go with the lowest,
yeah,
the lowest
So
bidder.
they'll pay half the lowest bid, right?
Right.
yeah. Sounds good, and I think that they're covering those trees. I didn't see how they identified which ones exactly, but
So do we want to make a motion to go with the bid?
want to do that, get it going? That included that big dead tree?
That included that.
Which bid?
Do you have the bids?
Lowest bid on the trees?
It's Magoon.
They are in the, yeah.
Do we have them on our drive?
Yep. Joyce put them up there 2 weeks ago?
This wasn't as detailed as the others.
No,
No, we're
we've been in public for quite a long time.
15 minutes anyway.
Oh, hours, maybe.
Maybe.
We certainly heard Joe's rendition of hair.
To all of you who are offended, you have my apology, but you should see that number.
Crash room so I can get this back to you. Shared with me. Dashboard, should be in a folder called Island, under projects maybe? Island tree proposals.
What's it under?
It's under Selectmen's Dashboard, Projects, Island.
Maybe we can get Johnny to put the work reports into a folder in that drive as opposed to just loose. I think it would be helpful, so that they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make a subfolder.
So island tree work or island tree removal?
It should say Island Tree Proposals.
Of course.
Tree work proposals, got it. Okay.
Road is the last one, it's the very last page, and he has quoted, trimming of broken hanging dead limbs through trees that pose a hazard on the island with removal of debris, that's 1,800. If job was completed in March, it was 1,600, so now it's 1,800. The dead oak tree to be removed on east side of island is 500, and the fallen trees in the riverbank on the east side will be 500. No annual tree maintenance.
And that was the one that Northfield accepted, correct?
That's correct, without the maintenance.
Yeah.
See if, he'll either continue that into April as price or split the difference with us.
It's a $200 difference.
Is that
Yeah.
all it is? When I heard you say it out loud, it sounded more,
Which one?
200 is
Magoon,
200.
right at the end.
That's what I'm looking at.
What,
his was very subjective.
what was Chippers? 32, it doesn't give it, 4,000. 4,000,
There's actually two
4,000.
There's two dead trees. Well, there's the dead one that's hanging, and then if you come off the bridge and you go straight ahead, there's another tall dead one. I don't think it's 15 inches. It's maybe about this big, but real tall, and it's got mushrooms growing out.
All right, then we need a motion in order for Joyce to call up and say, go ahead and do it.
What is it under?
Lagoon. Oh, it's under the dashboard, projects.
$800.
And then
Wait a minute.
Island?
islands, yep.
When did you get 28?
Yeah, how did you get 28?
I got 4,000.
1,800 and 500 and 500.
What's that in the lower left column that says 4,400?
That would be the total for everything, I believe.
That would be the annual, too.
Yeah, with the annual.
So the annual, so
we're
it's
not doing
44 minus 4, so that would be 3 grand?
Wait a minute. Why does he have that there?
That's
Joyce,
odd.
he's only submitted one piece of paper.
Yeah,
And see on the left-hand side where it says current?
yeah.
So if you add them up, it's 32, so 1,400 for annual maintenance, 18, that's 32, and then, and the 1,000, so that's 44.
We don't want the annual maintenance.
So if you take 44, then it's 3,000.
3,000, there you go.
What were you thinking for a number?
I got 28.
Well, his numbers don't add up. It says
You're the
4,400.
mathematician.
Oh, I wasn't looking at that,
They
I was
can't
just
add.
looking at his description. He's got
One
1,800
of my
and two
students
fives, that's
Right.
1,000, 2,800.
And then on the left, see on the bottom
I
left?
saw the 44.
Right. It doesn't add up, so.
So we'll pay the lower price.
But we're not even the 1,400 anyway.
Just confirm with him that it's $1,600. Ask him if he'll do $1,600, do the work and the 500. So it's $2,600 if he'll do the work in April.
That's the motion. And if he says.
I'll make that as a motion.
200,
I'll second it.
I think he'll go with it.
I do too. Any discussion on that?
Oh, yeah, he added his $200 and that he took out, that's
Right.
funny.
Exactly. So the motion is to go with the 1,600, 500. We're going to ask him if he'll do it. It says completed in March. We're going to ask him to complete it and give us that price and complete it
So
in
is the
April.
motion not to exceed $2,800 and hopefully
Twenty-
he'll give
20.
us the $200 discount?
Well, if you start with that we're at 26, they've
Well,
awarded it for
Joyce
the...
is gonna call him up and play, let's make a deal.
I'll amend my motion to not to exceed 2,800.
I'll second
But
that.
please try to do, let's make,
And Northfield's on board, they said 26, 28.
right, okay. Because we're going to be paying half of this.
That's right.
Okay. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Is there any more business to come before us?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Some additional things that I need to make sure that they're signed.
Oh, what do we got?
The annual use agreement.
Is it this?
Lots, East Tustin Hill.
Yep.
2 copies, 2 originals. I send them, we signed both originals. I send them to them, they send us back one signed copy.
I think I
There
signed
is
both.
something in there about energy,
Yes, this was something Tim
Yes.
mentioned in his...
but are we waiting for him to make?
No,
We made the
I
motion
signed it.
already.
Well, I thought he was going to, there was, not to say
He was going to
price,
change
he
it
was
to the
gonna bottom
52,
line.
right. He was going to get another price because it went down a penny from what he had originally said.
From these? Oh, okay. And did you authorize him to sign these? Sign
No.
the new ones?
They authorized the chair.
The chair, okay.
It's in his motion, whatever
Yeah,
the
it was
motion
in the
was.
motion.
Yes, the one I...
Peter made it.
In his
Read right off
report.
the sheet, I think.
I done good.
Delegated our
Let me see,
authority.
hold on a minute.
Maybe you should
That's been
teach
signed.
English.
I've got 3 signatures on this.
No, I make sport of them too often, some of them get mad at me.
You'll
I have 1 signature for his appointment.
It's all part of the language.
I didn't see that. You just need to put the date.
The motion, wait a minute, we can sign it because it says not to exceed 55 cents per term and designate the chair of the board of selectmen to sign the required paperwork.
There you go. So you
So-
sign it.
It's not to exceed, so we can sign that now. He doesn't have to,
Let's see, the 6, 7, so Pat's going to sign all these in initial.
Yeah,
Places to sign and then to initial.
do you want me to come in tomorrow so we can tell me?
I started, I initialed one, but I signed on your spot too. Did you see that one?
This is just
all right.
the date.
I don't mind being here.
It's what you
I understand, I wanted to go home.
Well, you don't.
Some of it.
I've got stuff.
Oh, okay.
do paperwork all day.
We're not going home anyway.
Well, it won't take that long if we can get to it.
Don't put your pens and pencils
Don't leave yet,
away.
I've got stuff. I don't think you need to write yet, but, me?
So,
Okay. You signed last week a piece of paper to get New Hampshire the Beautiful bags from like NRRA or wherever they come from, with me as the contact person. Now, part of that, in years past, we've gotten the bags and there's no requirements as far as follow-up. You get the bags, you give them out to people, Boy Scouts, the Tilton school kids when they were cleaning up over here, and various things. But now they tell us about your cleanup and how to do it, and another layer of state crap, which I'm on. But the thing is that the bags are not available till the end of April. I have here a person named Megan Harmon, who was talking about she wants to participate in a townwide cleanup day. Already got somebody on this. She's from an organization called The Power of One, and I'm not even sure what that is, but if they're picking up garbage, I'm all over it. Do you know what it is? No.
Just herself.
If she's willing to pick up garbage, more power to her. I'm proposing May 14th as townwide cleanup day. It's a Saturday. It gives us a week and a half, 10 days to get bags out. We can start the advertising on the town website, maybe get in touch with the Boy Scouts, YAP, the people over at the Phoenix House, every resource we can get. And that morning, we can give out all sorts of bags, and we'd have to, now this would require like a town truck to pick up the bags, I think. All right, but they'd only be one color. So they just go along, and when they saw a bag, they would throw it in the truck. Now, how does that work for people here?
The Phoenix House closes April 15th.
Well, then it won't be the Phoenix House. But there's lots of other organizations. The community organizers over here at the Wooden Church have already expressed that they wanted to be involved. So, I mean, every town people that we can get.
What day is that?
Saturday.
Saturday, May.
Saturday, May 14th is my proposal.
I think it's a great thing. I'll have
Yep.
my section cleaned up before then, but I do Route 3 in Trenton.
Well, wait until the end of May and you can get the blue bags,
Too much
whatever
brush.
color they are.
Too much brush. Have to go too far into the woods.
Okay, the other day,
Do they clean up the brush too if we leave it on the side?
if you put it in the blue bag. But then the town garage is the ones that are gonna come and get it, so it's like, you know.
Oh, put your name on, Pat filled this bag.
Well,
thought
if it's
the
from Maple
state-
Court, I mean,
I
come
thought
on.
the state came by and picked up those bags. So
Not
what's
to
the
the-
benefit of
I
having
thought
the
the state did
bag?
too.
Nothing in here
On the
says
highways,
that
they
the
do.
state's gonna pick them up.
Then what's the benefit of having the bag?
Just to get a townwide yard.
Make it
Are they,
State
are they the
road.
same colors as the ones the state uses? State roads.
I'll put them on the roof of my car
I
on the
will,
way to work on Monday.
I will talk to the people at the NRRA and see about this whole, the state pick them up, but I will find out. I will find out.
State program? Because the state has a
It's from
program.
NRRA.
Oh, that's probably not the state's program.
It's not a, they don't come from the state, they come from NRRA.
It's not the state's program,
All
no.
right,
We have no clue what,
Oh, that childcare.
Steve had blue ones,
Dan.
didn't they?
Yellow one.
that's done. Then the postcard. I thought we had this postcard thing pretty much nailed down, but John, you had questions or you wanted to make a change in the language of the
What
postcard,
was
is that
it?
correct?
speak now.
Yeah, it said, something about that the trash begins on Tuesday, something.
On Tuesday, let me see, it says, Tilton trash bags for your trash to be picked up, beginning with the trash pickup on Tuesday, June 7th.
The only thing I thought of was that people might think that they're going to now, with the new change, the trash is going to be picked up on Tuesday. So it should be beginning the week of Tuesday,
The week of, because it
the
also,
week of June 2nd or something.
on Thursday of
Okay,
that,
I'm good with that, I just wanted to make sure we're all on the
Yeah.
same
on
page.
Thursday of that week, they'll still have to be using the purple bags, won't they?
No.
I thought the 7th was the last day for purple bags.
No, that's, and it says right here,
That's
you
the
will
first
no
day of the
longer
pickup.
need to
That's
use.
the first day you won't, that's the first week you won't have to use purple bags.
That's
Okay.
correct.
I don't know.
June 7th, you do not need to use purple bags.
Okay.
We'll do the week of the 6th. I think it's pretty much the same thing.
If you use them, doesn't matter either, right?
Right.
You could still use them.
They'll pick them up.
Okay, then this will get printed up.
Thanks, Joe.
Say, beginning with the week of June 6th, you no longer need.
Yep.
I'll get with you in just a second, Joyce, to discuss that change. Done. Jane and I went to the Regional Coordinating Council, which is the short bus, volunteer driver program, disabled bus, senior bus. And it was a great time for Jane to be there. I'm glad to see you appointed her to the Tilton position. I think she'll be a big benefit because she knows a lot about the senior needs and the volunteer driving program needs as well. And it was lucky because basically everybody around the table went, and there's a lot of stakeholders in this, and explained what the history of it and how it worked, and it was perfect for a new person
beginner.
coming in. Perfect. The only informational thing was that the Merrimack County Jail has become the start of a pilot program for a taxi voucher program that is funded by the same 5310 grant from the Department of Transportation that funds the short buses and the volunteer driver program reimbursements and what have you. The way it works, now, see, you have to, according to the federal money that this is all attached to, you have to contract with a cab company. It's not like any cab could come and pick you up, you know what I mean? So it has to be like an organized program. Well, at the Hillsborough County Jail, they've contracted with a cab company out of Concord, I believe, and they are going to give rides to drug treatments and job interviews and try to get the people at the jail integrated back into society. You can go and you can go to a job interview. How do you get there? Right? And this taxi program hopefully will help facilitate that. The jail right now is paying $30 a ride. With the taxi voucher program, that cost will be slashed by more than half. Saves them money and also puts more money. They only have a finite amount of bucks. They can now send out twice as many people to help get them integrated back to the program. That was the big RCC thing. We did the senior center floor and yard sale. The only other question I have, I guess, would be for you, John, and maybe I'm just blind, but is there a flagpole in Island Park?
The flagpole is down at the town garage, and you know what, I've got a little drawing on the hardware for it. It was for us to go and put it up with the light. I can bring that up.
Well, when you go to put it up, you need a hand, you just give me
Yeah,
a call.
well, what
You
we're
got
gonna
my
do
number.
is get it
I'll go over and
approved.
help.
I'll bring it into the next meeting, we'll get it approved to order the hardware, because we want to put a light on it and set up so it would lock.
Something solar, I trust?
Yep.
Yeah.
Solar
Perfect,
light.
and that's the end of my,
I'll bring that in, yeah.
I do remember that.
that's the end of my
And
thing.
it's in the garage, I checked on it, it's still
Okay.
safe.
Anything else, anyone? All right, entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
That's for my bottle.